Hello everyone, today I thought I'd do a quick layout tour. So this is just going to be kind of a rushed video. It's not going to be that well edited, and I'm filming this off of my tripod as well, so there may be a bit of shaky cam. So my layout here is a 4-foot by 8-foot layout, and it's modeling the LNER, specifically the Scottish region. And yeah, that's basically the whole premise of this layout. It's going to just be a small layout with a station in a little town above it that's based somewhere in Scotland. And it is in the basement of my house. My house has an unfinished basement, so as you can see, there's just this pink insulation foam behind me, which means it's a little hard to add a backdrop for the layout, but I have plans for the future. So I'm just going to go through the layout and show you it. So, my layout basically, it's just a simple oval of track that goes all the way along it. And then it curves around in the back, and as you can see here, I've got an area in the back. I'll probably add a few sidings back here for storing some other locomotives eventually. As you can see right now, I've just got the J26 and a goods train set up. So it's just a simple oval, and then I have this yard here. So I've got this shed, which I need to repaint because it looks terrible. But I've got two sidings inside this engine shed. This may not be the final building. I might get something that's more appropriate for the era, since I'm modeling the LNER. And then I've just got a few tracks here and some sidings back here. So that's the track plan. It's super simple, but you can do some operations on it, and it's what I can do best for the space I have. In terms of scenery, I don't have a ton done yet. I'd say this corner of the layout here is the only one that's at all done, right near the tunnel, and even so, there's still some touch-ups you need to do. As you can see, there's some plaster that's spilled on the tunnel that I need to paint over. Right here, I need to add some bushes and cover up this plaster. But I'm thinking this looks fairly good so far, and I'm modeling my layout in autumn, so as you can see, it's fairly colorful. But yeah, I'm happy with the scene. I might add some animals to it in the future, probably add a few more bushes, but other than that, it's good. And then if you come along here, you'll notice I have rocks a lot here. I need to add some rocks here. The original idea was to not have the rocks, but I think it looks way too bare, and I think it'll just look funny if I add just all sorts of foliage to it. As you can probably see as well, I use static grass on my layout, which is basically just individual stands of grass that stand up on their own. It's not just static grass. I do a layer of turf underneath first. If I come over to here, you can see I've got some turf down just here and no static grass. So that's kind of the first layer I do for my layout, and then I add the static grass after that. So this area has a lot of work that needs to be done to it. I've been playing around here. This is actually, so the rocks I'm using in this area here are real rocks. And over there, I am using, plaster rocks that are made out of wooden scenic rock molds. But I find the real rocks actually work, and they look pretty good. If anything, they look a bit better than the plaster rocks. So I'm thinking for this area here, I'll probably do a mix just to blend them together, but I think I'll mainly just do real rocks, because I kind of think they look better. I'll probably put some real rocks up on the hill, and I'll extend the trees along the hillside. And yeah, that's basically the only area of this layout I have done. So I'll tell you about my plans for other parts of the layout. So over here, you may have seen in my last video that, I added some, of my homemade sculpt mold to it. I still need to sand this down. It's very sharp in places, so that's kind of the next job for this area. And then I'm planning on putting some sort of factory in here. I need to buy the kit for it still, but I will do that shortly, and that'll go here. It'll probably just be a road access factory, and I'll make like a little level crossing or something here. Along this stretch straight here is going to be where the station goes. I have the kit for the platforms, I just haven't gotten around to building them yet, but I will do that very soon. So the idea is I'm going to have some platforms here, and then my thought is I'm going to have the station building up here on the hillside, and then have a footbridge that goes down from the top of the hillside to the bottom, to the platform, just because I don't think I really have room for a platform here. And I'll get to this later, but the town's going to be up in this area here anyways, so I think it would just make more sense to have the station building up at the top rather than the bottom. So come along, you have the yard here. Yard scenery is going to be fairly simple. And then you have the shed back here. And then the track loops around, and then the scenery just cuts off here. What I'm planning on doing eventually is putting another tunnel on this side and just have it drape over the track. I haven't done that yet just because I don't have another tunnel portal, but as soon as I get another tunnel portal, I'll put it in place and build the hill around it. So that's basically the main idea for the bottom. Up on the top, all I have done so far is I've got this church here. This is just, I bought it at a dollar store. So it's not that detailed, but I think it'll work up here. I need to figure out how to remove it from its base for sure, because that doesn't look great. But I think I'll try and figure out how to remove it from its base, and I'll just put it up here. And I've started constructing a road that leads up to it from this piece of foam board here. Now this piece of foam board is where the town's going to go. I bought this kit used here. I'll probably repaint it just because I don't think the color of it's that realistic. But this will be one of the town buildings that'll go up here. I need to buy more. I have these cottage kits here, or they're not kits, they're 3D printed cottages that I made myself. So here's one here. I've got another somewhere that I painted, but I have no idea where I put it. So those will go up there. I might have a cottage elsewhere on the layout too. I haven't really decided. Oh, here's the other cottage. I painted this one up a little bit. I don't think I did a great job painting it, so I'm definitely gonna have to go over it again. But it's a start. I'll just add more layers of paint and pick out some of the stones in different colors and that sort of stuff. And then for the main town buildings, I have these merchant row kits here by Walters that I've put together. I put them together years ago, and I wasn't as good at building kits then as I am now. So I'm thinking I will probably repaint these a bit, just because I don't think I did a great job with the weathering. And in some areas, the paint work, not so much on this one. I think this one's actually reasonably well painted and just needs a few touch-ups here and there. So that one's basically ready to go. Once I have this other merchant row here, I don't know if I'll have room for both of them anyway. I'll have to figure that out as I go. But you can see this one here isn't painted the best. I have the paint all bleeding over each other, and I tried to do the mortar color for the bricks, and it really did not turn out on this one. So yeah, it's just, overall this kit's just kind of a mess, and I think I just need to get some paint stripper, get all this old paint off of it, and completely repaint it. Because I am much better at painting kits now, if I do say so myself. Not to sound big-headed. I have this one as well. I don't have the front of this shop done for some reason yet. But I think this one looks okay. I can probably touch it up a bit. I might actually paint it. This is all just gold Sharpie, I think, that I used for the coloring. So I might put some actual paint over it, but I think it looks okay as is. Just a little plasticky, maybe. But yeah, overall, that's the layout here. If you're curious what the layout's powered by, it's just by these controllers here. So I have this toggle switch here, and this allows me to switch between my DC and DCC controller. There's just some wires coming out of it that go to both two wires go to the track, and then 2 wires go to each controller, which means basically that I can power this layout either with analog or with DCC. And my analog controller is an MRC Tech 7, and my DCC controller is a Digitrax DCS51. I probably will have to replace my DCC system soon, because this controller really doesn't work that well, and I need to reprogram it and reset it all the time because it always junks out on me. But yeah, eventually the plan is to switch everything over to DCC, but until I can, I have this controller here. So yeah, that's kind of my control setup. And even once I do switch everything to DCC, I may keep it just so that I can run new locomotives in on analog before fitting them with a decoder, just to make sure there's no issues with them. So, yeah, that's the layout. And yeah, I'm happy with how it's turning out. There's definitely a lot of work to do, but I'm hoping within the next year or so, I can get it mostly finished. So yeah, that's gonna be all for this video. I'll just leave you with a few running shots of different locomotives running on the layout. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!